Howdy, Internet! As much as I would love to talk about another indie game,
Hey, you should play Dust, it's really good.
I figured today I would jump on the internet reviewing bandwagon of nostalgic things, with a game that admittedly nobody ever seems to talk about anymore, but me. Wario Land 3. What about 1 and 2, you ask? From what I can tell, Wario Land is just Mario Land 3. Now, Wario is the protagonist and he has a couple spiffy new power-ups. Great! Wario Land 2 changes things up significantly, but that, by and large, just carries over to 3, so I kind of don't care. At face value, everything's typical of the 2D platformer. There's jumping and things to jump on, and everything looks and sounds kind of nice. Especially the enemy sprites. They're simple but colorful and varied, and a good number of the designs make it pretty clear what each enemy is going to do. I like a well-presented game, and that's definitely a descriptor that fits Wario Land 3 to a T. The game is structured a bit differently than usual. Instead of running to the end and rescuing a princess, Wario, greedy bastard that he is trying to find all the treasure in the world he inhabits. Find a key in each level, take it to a treasure chest, profit! Ooh. To make things a bit more interesting, there are actually 4 sets of color-coded keys and chests in each level. Generally, you can only reach one of these your first time in a level, so you'll have to come back later after finding power-ups or other kinds of treasures that open paths for you. Add in a day and night cycle, and you have a really clever way to get mileage out of a few small, dense levels. It's a real shame the developers didn't do anything more with the whole day and night cycle thing. With most levels, it's just a case of sleeping enemies, but a few change more significantly, like the desert level that dries up at night for some reason and loses all of its quicksand, opening up some new paths. Or the quaint little town that gets full of zombies. Oh, it's used well, but could have been more. Somehow I feel like I'm forgetting something important. Oh right, Wario is invincible. Completely and totally unkillable. Ain't that a treat? The mechanical use of this is as a method of light puzzle solving. Levels are often designed in such a way that Wario cannot progress without engaging in some innocent self-abuse. Need to light some torches? Set yourself on fire, naturally. The end result of this is a quirky little twist on platforming. But not an especially difficult one. Whichever enemy you are needing is generally always close at hand, so it's just an issue of navigating the admittedly pretty easy platforming between them and your obstacle. Hell, between that and the whole not dying thing, the game goes pretty quickly. Barring the times that the enemies thoroughly screw you over, as they are kind of wont to do. Any little platforming challenge you get presented with will be straightforward and easy, but getting hit once will send you right back to the beginning, usually with some completely uneventful walking in between. I don't really know why this bothers me so much, seeing as pretty much every platformer ever drops you back a bit if you mess up. Maybe it's just how easy it all is. I don't mind repeating some gameplay as much if I'm being a bit challenged as I'm doing so, but considering how easy Wario Land 3 is, anything I'm repeating, I just kinda want to get over with as quickly as possible. But like I said, it is an easy game as long as you're not rushing through as quickly as possible like a jackass, or me. You'll be fine. It won't be an actual problem, just an odd result of removing the typical failure part of a platformer and trying to make up for it lest the developers create something that requires no focus in the least. The only other thing I can think to mention is the golf minigame. Not sure how I feel about it, to tell the truth. It's perfectly functional. Hell, I enjoy it. As a JRPG fan who's put up with a bunch of stupid over the years, a minigame that is short and easy to figure out without any guidance whatsoever is a joy. It's no blitzball, that's for sure. Thank God. I just don't like being forced to play it to progress, and why put a coin payment on it, really? I have to play through it no matter what, so why make me have to pay coins? Sure, I always had more coins than necessary, but that just makes it even more ridiculous. Why did the developers feel they had to have coins in the first place? Is it because it's a platformer and that's what platformers do? Did they just need something to do with the coins since the lives weren't a thing, so they made you have to pay for the minigame with them? I don't get it. Whatever. Small problems. All in all, I think Wario Land 3 holds up a lot better than I really expected it to. It's not going to be a challenge for anyone but small children, I think, but hey, fans of the platformer genre might want to take a look at it anyway. The game has some novel ideas presented well enough to justify a look. It may not have much in the way of immediate replayability, but it's good for an enjoyable few hours as far as I'm concerned.